Have you ever wondered why Jesus went into the desert and Satan tempted him? I mean, what was it all for? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what was going on. But before I do, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and if there are any videos or any questions you'd like answered, please leave it in the comments below. So, I'm sure you remember the passage. In Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11, you'll find the encounter. And I'll paraphrase a little bit. But basically, Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and that's when the tempter came to him. So notice there's three temptations in this story. So the first temptation is, if you are the Son of God, by the way, it's the Son of God, and there were many sons of God. But Satan says, if you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread. What does Jesus answer? He says, it is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. That's a reference to Deuteronomy 8, verse 3. You see, in order for Jesus to qualify for his messiahship, he must pass the test. That is true. But Jesus was not to fail. He was going to remain steadfast. Let's look at the second temptation, which perhaps is the most important. The devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. If you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. And of course, you all remember, Jesus answered him, it is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. But wait a second. Satan says, for it is written. Where did he get that from? Well, it comes from Psalm 91. Why is this so cool? Because Psalm 91 was not in the original Hebrew Bible. It was only found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And of course, the Dead Sea Scrolls were found about 70 years ago. Why is this so important? Well, let me explain. Psalm 91 was actually grouped together with 4 additional Psalms. Why is this interesting? Well, first let's go to Psalm 91. I'm sure you remember it. You know, the one that says, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in his shadow of the Almighty. Well, take some time, read the whole thing. But I want to highlight a few key words here. You'll notice the words pestilence and destruction and arrow and terror of the night. Those words that I just highlighted, those are names and titles of Canaanite deities. Why is that important? Remember I said Psalm 91 was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls along with 4 other Psalms? Those other 4 Psalms were exorcism Psalms. Now why would someone group these all together? Do you see where this is going? Satan is not merely quoting the Psalm and tempting Jesus. Something deeper is going on here. Let me explain a little bit further. Have you ever wondered why in the New Testament Jesus comes and starts exorcising demons, but you really don't get that in the Old Testament? And more importantly, and why was it expected that the Messiah would come and exorcise demons? That was going to be one of his traits. But where did that come from? Well, it comes from the Psalms of David and Solomon. You see, they were thought to have power over the spirits. And if the Messiah was going to be the son of David, no, not his literal son, it's a messianic term. So the Messiah, who was to be the son of David, was going to have ultimate authority over the demons. Okay. So what does this mean in terms of the temptation in the desert? You see, Satan is not just merely testing Jesus. Yes, Jesus has to pass a test. But what Satan is really doing is trying to dig for information. In other words, Satan's really saying, okay, it looks like you're the Messiah, but what's God's plan to redeem mankind? What is going on here? I mean, think about it. What happens if Jesus says, okay, I'll throw myself off this cliff? Well, number one is if he dies, then hey, he's not the person that Satan thought he was. But what happens if he does throw himself off the cliff and God saves him? Then what has Satan discovered? He's discovered that he cannot kill the Messiah. But why is that a problem? Because God's plan was that the Messiah must die. So Jesus was basically saying, pry all you want, Satan. I'm sticking to the plan, and I'm not going to give you an ounce of information. Good luck to you. That's why Jesus kept it private that he must die. And that's also why the Apostle Paul says, none of the rulers of this age understood it, for if they had, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. You see, if Jesus would have gave Satan information, he would have thwarted God's plan, and Satan would have continued to be ruler over mankind and the dead. But it was not to be. Mission accomplished. If you like this video, please share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe.